I share past life stories of clients and sometimes I share mine. I feel reluctant to, but my guides keep chattering away, share it, share it. There's always someone who needs to hear it. So here we go. In my past life regression with another practitioner, I jumped into a life on Lyra. I saw myself standing in the crowd of feline or lion looking Lyrans, watching this procession of the Lyran king, a beautiful lion looking being. His daughter, the princess, was on his right. And as they moved past, the princess turned back and glanced at me shyly. I was, oh, she likes me. I thought I was Lyran too, and then I realized I was just disguised as one. I was actually a reptilian from Draconis. I had landed on this planet with two others for support. My mission was clear: to seduce and kidnap this Lyran princess. I was to bump into her accidentally, strike up a conversation, and make her fall for me. I was excellent at this. Anyway, I called the princess to a secluded spot, packed her in a snakeskin bag, lifted her into our craft, and kidnapped her onto an uninhabited and forested neighboring planet. The reptilian command then got in touch with the Lyran king to negotiate deals for the ransom. It was to manipulate the king into giving up control of the Lyran systems, of the Lyran lands. I was not involved in this part. This was the politics part. I was like the Navy SEAL reptilian. I would do the tough missions. I was very happy following orders, and I was very good at what I did. The two others were to provide support and clear any obstacles. I felt no guilt or shame for seducing the princess, kidnapping her, holding her for ransom, and eventually the downfall of the Lyran civilization. Our emotional systems were different. Anyway, once the reptilian demands were met, we just left the princess on that planet and hopped onto another ride. Her father, the king, was informed of her coordinates and she was rescued from there. When I returned back to the planet, the one that we took the princess from, things had changed. There were far more reptilians living there. Reptilians were in also the government and in places of power and controlling things. The king was just a puppet, and the feline citizens' power and control was just stripped away from them. Eventually, this led to oppression, war, the planets got destroyed, and Lyrans got displaced. My higher self said, I was shown this life because in my current life, I feel like a cog in the machine, and it's from this one where I just followed orders and the empire depended on me for doing just this, not asking any questions. But at the same time, there was no creative expression, no soul fulfillment from it, just executing something handed down. This was an experience my soul chose to have, to know what it was like to not have creative expression and to have the dissatisfaction that comes from it. I also hold guilt, shame, and sadness from my participation in the Lyran Wars, and I have since released it. I feel as a collective, we are closing the loop on the trauma from the Lyran Wars. The situation unfolding around us in the world is reminding us of that. Also, coming up on 1st Feb is the full moon in Leo, the Lyran. Also, coming up 1st Feb is the full moon in Leo, the lion. Lyra is in Capricorn and the sun moves through it in January each year. So there's definitely a clearing happening. I'm curious, do you have memories of the Lyran Wars? I'm Savio and I guide my clients to relevant past lives to clear ancestral traumas, generational patterns and blocks from their current one.